All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the channel. Today, I'm going to be looking at a video. It's called 20 versus 1 Speed Dating 20 Guys. And we have a lady here. I think her name, what is her name? Tiffany. And she's going to be putting her preferences to the test to kind of see what it is that she wants in someone. And I'm kind of curious myself because it's just like you kind of wonder what it is that people are really looking for and whether it's actually even healthy or not. So let's take a look. And I do apologize about the setup. So this is my Twitch setup. Um, Normally, I would record a video in regular format, and I might re-record just to do it. But well, let's just do this for now. Let's see how it goes.
Hoping to find a match today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping not to continue this pattern of very, very bad men.
Okay, so that yeah is super enthusiastic. And a pattern of very, very bad men. So here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. If there's a pattern, generally that pattern is with you. So this has something to do with her preferences. So let's see what her preferences are. I guess this is an iPhone chat group. The thirst. Thirsty man, thirsty. Throw some bottles of water at him. Kool-Aid, something. She's not unattractive. She is attractive. So I mean, problem is that wait, what? Hold up. Would anyone not? I mean, I'm not understanding what's going on. What just happened there? So two men just left the group, and I am unsure as to the reason why. So like, do they not enjoy the Asian persuasion? Let's see. Sorry. Like, I mean, do they? So, I mean, some people will see someone and they'll see characteristics and they'll just be like, this reminds me of someone toxic. Like, and we all, like, most men will joke about women with colored hair because it seems like women with colored hair have, like, a myriad of issues. So that could be what happened here. Um, that's not a professional analysis. That's just what a lot of men say. So before women get all uppity and blah 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 like they always do because they can't take a joke, let's just keep moving. That's weird though for them to just bail out just on
I
looks
love to
alone.
dance, so I don't like it when I'm with somebody who's a total Debbie Downer or boring and just kind of stands there and doesn't want to dance.
Got me weak. Look at these thirst texts. I drink a lot. How much is a lot? You can see little bits of her ego starting to
I
fall
would
off.
definitely want someone open minded but not a freak. So you shouldn't be into feet, but you know, a little choking's a little fun. Well, you know.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hey. So it's okay for a guy to choke you out, but it's not okay for him to like your feet. Someone identify the issue, all the issues in that statement. So I've dated women who like to be choked. As a matter of fact, out of the most common kinks, it seems like being choked and giving choked, being choked, giving head, and come. It seems to be the three major kinks that I seem to come by. Giggity. Whenever I'm meeting a new woman and we're kind of discussing things that she likes to do. So for her to, I don't know, it seems weird. It's just kind of like, because choking, I feel like liking feet, loving cum, getting choked out. Like, you, once you hit getting choked out, you up there. Like, you a freak. I mean, so it's weird. I mean, I'd laugh too, just be like, oh wait, so you like to be choked, but okay, so gentle choking. So I will say that the average woman can get into gentle choking. So but I mean, she specifically states, "Hey, look, I'm into choking, but I don't want you to freaking hammer in my esophagus." So at least she's it. I mean, we'll see. I mean, she's like, "Yeah, I'll choke you out while I'm fucking you." No one's.
I do
All
like
men are
them
down for
tall
that.
because I'm pretty tall for an Asian girl. And when I put on my heels, I would like to still be shorter than my man. So they
My
need to be, I think,
man.
at least 5'11", but I prefer like 6 feet tall.
Okay, ladies, I need to tell you something. I'm 6'4" almost. Do you know how many men are even remotely close to my height? I could walk outside today, and that is not going to be the case. So, ladies, unless you're wanting to, like, I mean, first and foremost, if you're going after guys who are desirable, so guys who are desired by a lot of other women, the chances of you getting cheated on are pretty high because, I mean, it's the desire factor, right? To be honest with you, I don't think height should. It's one of those weird preferences where it's just like, how shallow can you get? And I'm saying this is a guy who gets a lot of pussy just for being tall. Quit it. Quit having an infatuation with tall guys. It's nothing but health problems. My knees, my back. Shit. I be having to work extra hard just to fucking be hitting y'all up while I'm holding y'all up in the air and shit. Pretty tall for an Asian girl. Fuck, it's over. See, I mean, look how many guys who are just like out. So you're losing a potential to chance to fall in love and have someone who's going to love you for the very shallow person that you are. Thanos has stricken.
I would not want to be with somebody who wants kids within 7 years. I love kids. I've been an aunt since I was 10, so I'm like a natural around babies and kids. But I want to really just share a love with somebody that's so great, and it's all about loving each other before we can, bring somebody else in the world. I think you should be mentally stable as well, financially stable, because you're going to be responsible for shaping their future. It's kind of a big pressure because you could really fuck somebody up in the head if you're not
Like you, apparently.
there. And I take that really seriously.
The deal
You know
breaker.
what? I have a younger brother, and anybody younger than me, I just automatically think
So
of my.
so let's go back to that. Doesn't want to have kids for 7 years. So ladies. It's completely fine to not want to have kids. Period. If you don't want to have kids, don't get have kids. Get on birth control. Make him wear a condom. Don't be his freaking snail. Be his toaster strudel. Freaking act like Picasso every single time he's about to come. Just be like, paint me like one of your French girls. Because if you do that, he's never gonna finish inside. Because he's shit. The only directions we know how to follow from women is come over here. Literally the only direction we know how to follow 100% of the time. Hell, we can't even do that half the time. Girls be like, pull out, and I'm like, huh? Sorry, I didn't hear you. But there's nothing wrong with not wanting kids. There's nothing wrong with not wanting kids for 7 years. There's nothing wrong with not wanting kids for 40 years. The logistics may not be there if you don't want to have kids in 40 years, but there's nothing wrong. Do not feel pressured by anybody to have kids if you don't want kids. Also, don't feel pressured to be in a relationship with a guy who doesn't want kids if you want kids. Tell homeboy straight up, if you don't give me some kids, someone gonna give me some kids. Shit.
So like they could be the hottest person in the room, and if they tell me they're even a month younger than me, I'm just like, oh, I just see my brother, and it's like, oh, would not date my
Why do
brother.
you why is this a thing?
You're gonna be single for a while.
Oh. So yeah. So due to her preferences, which aren't extreme, they're just kind of silly, especially for an adult who's 26. Um Out of 20 men, there should have been at least one guy who could have hit all those preferences. Now, if you take one preference out of each section, you probably have a couple of guys left. Well, depends. I don't know. Like, because of her age. And that's the other thing. Like, why would you kind of start limiting yourself on age whenever, like, for example, me, I only date women who are pretty close to my age, but I also date women. Well, I guess that's untrue because of what I'm about to say. I date women who are much older, and I date women who are close to my age, and I date women who are just a little bit younger than me. I don't go all the way back down. Mainly because I'm just like, hey, look, I'm an older guy. I got white in my hair. I got white in my beard. I'm not the clubbing type. Even whenever I was young, I wasn't the clubbing type. The only reason I went to clubs is because dudes dragged me to clubs. Like I didn't want to go to clubs. I didn't need to go to clubs to meet women. It's the only reason you go to clubs for men, anyways. And since I didn't need to go to clubs to meet women, it didn't serve no purpose. It was just like these over fucking price drinks, this horribly loud music. What are we doing here? To watch women dance shittily and men dance shittily for like 3 fucking hours, 3 4 fucking hours until I'm like, is there a way? Can I? fuck someone to get home. Like, I don't know what it is with y'all in clubbing, especially like the younger like crowd of women. I don't know what it is with y'all in clubbing, but it is the most boring thing ever. So, but back to this lady. She doesn't seem like because I mean, I don't see anything that's just like she's gonna be a horrible person. Yeah, she's a little narcissistic. Yeah, she's a little shallow. Overall, it seems like she'd be a very loving person and a very loving mother. She just seems to have that kind of self importance to her. Um, no, I don't think she's gonna die alone. Someone's gonna eventually put up with her. She's either gonna lower her standards or some dude who's gonna hit the standards is gonna meet her. But I mean, the only thing that I'm worried about in this whole situation is the fact that she's just like, "Hey, look, um, yeah, I have this string of bad men in my life," and I'm like, "This sounds like a job for growing up, maturing, and realizing that your preferences are ridiculous and they will not actually allow you to find someone that you actually like. Your preferences are purely shallow. You're gonna attract someone who's purely shallow." So let's see what else she has to say.
How many guys do you think would be left?
I thought there would be maybe 4 guys left, but there were none. So today I learned that my criteria is not,
Are you
I
having
guess,
like a
easy as I thought it was, but I'm okay
are you having like a mental breakdown? Like what's going on up there, little person?
with that because I don't like these are values and things that I don't want to bend and change right now. So I used to
Values, excuse me. Then there's nothing valuable about declining someone just because of age and height. That's literally just shallow. There's no value in that. There's no values. And then being in defeat when you're into being choked, which, by the way, is something that she picked up from one of her, bad men that she dated. Because that's normally where it always comes from.
really beat myself up in my past relationships after they ended because I felt like I wasn't good enough. But
She laughs weird in weird situations. It's like it's like one of those self-deprecating people, but uh anyways.
I think I'm at a place in my life right now where I know what I want, and there's nothing wrong with having these standards. You shouldn't have to bend your values and what you want to please somebody else.
Ah. 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 Being honest with you, like I said, what values are you speaking of? Values is something like the only one that I can really get behind is I don't want to have the only one that's really just there and just like, okay, this is a good one. I don't want to have kids for 7 years because she wants to go out, she wants to do things, she wants to live her life. Good on her. No one's trying to take that away from her. That's the only good one she has. All the other ones, purely shallow, purely face value. Does not lead credence to anything that could possibly be worthwhile. So, I don't know. But tell me what y'all think. You know, just put it in the comment sections what you think of this girl and what you think that. Because, I mean, all those guys are gone. 20 guys gone. Not because of her criteria. Only 2 men left because they didn't like her physical appearance.